At Mag & Turbo, we're not just a mag wheel shop, we're a supermarket for tyres. Street, track or economy, we have a performance tyre to suit your driving and your budget. 17-inch tyres from $119, 18-inch tyres from $139 and 19-inch tyres from $179. When you buy tyres off us, you get one of these: free tyre rotation, puncture repairs and alignment checks for the life of the tyres. If you need performance tyres, give us a call. 0800 MAGS for you.
As our Super Saloons head out for their first heat of the night for the Mag & Turbo Super Cup. This is Group A versus Group B. Group A is Debbie the Webster Group and Group B is the X Factor Cars Group. And these are, the grids will be as follows. The front row of the grid will have Craig Phillips and Roger Nees. Second row will be Peter Dixon, the 11E car, and Gavin Hill, the 48C, on the outside of them. Malcolm Nartai will be on the inside for the third row, and Owen Dixon in the 95D car to the outside. Fourth row will have Paul Berg in the 76C, and then on the outside of him will be 6C Kane Lawson, the Mag & Turbo machine. Ian Burson, oh, he's going to love this track. He is on the fifth row of the grid on the inside with Jason Moore on the outside of him, the 86C car. Campbell McManaway, the 492, and Ray Stewart will be the last of the pairings, and the very last car on the track will be Lloyd Phillips in the 47D machine. Held the pace, we're waiting. They can go anytime they want, and they've gone. It is race time. Phillips leads us down there. Dixon shot up the inside of Nees, and two very different handling cars. Nees washed out a little bit wide. Paul Berg slotted through. Gavin Hill there, bit of a concertina in the middle there. McManaway and the other Phillips, Lloyd Phillips, is caught up in that. But they all keep racing. Out in front, it is Craig Phillips, who just about eats a bit of concrete. Paul Berg has decided he's going to shoot up the inside. Great run here in the Canvas Company 76 machine. Dixon's pulled to the infield in the 95. Berg is on a stormer at the moment. Dixon falling back a little bit. Phillips struggling with this car. It won't stay low in the corners. He opened the door and Paul Berg walks right through, and he loses about 4 spots or 5 spots there from the Berg out in front. Whoa, Dixon's put himself around. No, he's dropped the tyre. He just lost that left rear and it went round on him. Well,
luckily everybody managed to avoid him. That left rear just came off.
Looking at the camera, it certainly looks like it still has a centre in it, so he's lost the lock nut or the wheel nut on it.
It's following Jason Moore in the 86, just giving him a wee punt,
and of course
slowing it up.
These drivers are would have been communicated to, and they would have actually told Jason to slow right up. Probably the gentlest nudge you'll get all night. And of course Paul Berg was just in prime position. And this is where we get the first of these restarts side by side for us. It's a new thing here that we haven't seen at Ampro Tools Woodford Glen Speedway this season.
It's very American NASCAR sort of thing, isn't it? Don't they go double up on some of their restarts?
So it's coming out with a wounded car and taking out a compatriot. Just ask Joey Logano.
Oh, stop it.
But it is Phillips back to Berg, Nees, Hill, McManaway, Lloyd Phillips, Jason Moore, Ray Stewart, Ian Burson and Kane Lawson. is Paul Berg and Roger Nees. I apologise, race fans. There's so much coded stuff that we're saying to each other tonight that's inappropriate. No, it's not inappropriate. It's just... And Berg's gone. He's had the opportunity to jump and he has taken it. There's the rules. That is the advantage. Gavin Hill saw it and he just followed Berg. Roger Nees did not pick that one. Look at McManaway and the 21 of Burson mid-pack there. They are on a charge. Roger Nees is going to have his hands very, very full. Paul Berg, you can't ask for more than this. Clear track, great track surface. Put the foot down, use every bit of power you've got, and he will get that Canvas Company 76 machine up and running. Hill in the HPE, the big forward-powered machine, chasing. And Roger Nees, Hill's washed out wide. Roger Nees went mid-corner, tried to pull the shot down, and look who's come through again. It's the 17D. Burson's gone out wide, and he slipped back behind Craig Phillips. Paul Berg back to Hill as they head past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand. Roger Nees having a good run here, but Phillips in the 7D. There's going to be a squeeze here. McManaway backs out of it. He gives everybody the room they need. Phillips has come straight back. And the 17D car there, he dropped back, but all of a sudden it's like he's found the Red Bull halfway through it. McManaway's gone high, and he is running that outside line. Burson's car's got a horrible push. McManaway gets out wide. Nees comes back underneath him. The battle is on for fourth. In the meantime, bye-bye Paul Berg. He has got the welly up the 76. McManaway is all over the back of the 811, and he goes to the outside. He has got the setup off the corner. He holds Nees down low, and you'll see the big Kando car. Oh, he's got the go forward. The 17D car here of Phillips. He's on a mission. He wants to get back into that front row. As Hill washes it wide, smoke coming off the 76 car. Berg is just going to try and hold it together for another couple of laps. It's looking like it's blue smoke as he backs off in the corners. As Craig Phillips all over the back of Gavin Hill, and you can see Berg is noticeably slowing. He will have looked, a little bit of contact there between Hill and
17.
A little bit of contact's a bit of an understatement. There was a fair bit of rub, and McManaway throws himself into the middle. He can sense opportunity here. He can smell the smoke. McManaway has got the bit between the teeth. Look at the attitude of the 492. Hill's washed out wide. He's opened the door. Phillips and McManaway have gone through. McManaway, Ray Stewart's having a moment. He's backed it in at turn 4. He's clipped someone mid-corner, and it's put the 34T car in backwards. This is not what Paul Berg needs, Ivan.
No, and there's a lot more smoke coming out of that thing now.
Check your gauges, Paul, because this could be an expensive decision to carry on racing.
You could see he obviously knew there was something wrong. He's been buttoning off. All those guys have been catching. I'm picking he knew something was happening because he had quite a substantial lead.
But the front row of the grid is now Gavin Hill and Campbell McManaway. They will be, tell a lie, Gavin Hill and Craig Phillips. McManaway back in the second row, and McManaway seems to be the driver that's got the go forward at the moment.
He seems to be the one that's on the pace, and he's making some passes and putting the pressure on.
So we're in the starter's hands. We wait to get up to the cones as we head past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand. We have got Hill and Phillips, and Phillips is
on the break and on the go and on the break, and
he is ready to go. And I sense you watch this. Gavin Hill's on the gas. McManaway's followed him, and McManaway gets a great start on that one. Ray Stewart's up into the side of Phillips, and he's leaning all over. Jason Moore's gone over. Just the most innocent little bit of contact, unsettled the car, it dug in, she's tipped over, and Lloyd Phillips nowhere to go, but down the other end here, Craig Phillips having a little bit of a discussion with Ray Stewart as we go to the red light. Jason Moore, they'll check on him.
It's good that these guys are racing for $5 million.
Poor old Jason Moore. He was having a great run there, but it was an innocuous little tap.
It was.
And he's gone over, and of course, unfortunately for him, on the way over, Lloyd Phillips nowhere to go. He's caught him with the right rear panel, and it's blown the back end of Lloyd's car to pieces as well. But the Super Saloons are stopped on the track at the moment. We'll get Jason out. And you look at the back of Phillips' car, it's just been decimated. It just hooked into a bit of the back end of the 86 car as it went over. To be fair though, there's probably not a huge amount of damage. I mean, the bodywork's going to be
fiberglass.
And they'll just tip them over as gently as they can. And as we watch the Burger King replay, a little bit of contact mid-pack. Roger Nees brakes, and
they've called that race.
They have, yes. So it was an incident between Ray Stewart and Phillips. The Roger Nees braked for, and just completely unseen by Jason Moore. Nowhere for him to go. So you're watching on the Burger King as he goes in, clips the back of Roger Nees on the left rear, dug in, over she goes, and Lloyd Phillips just collecting him on the way through with his rear bumper.
Hi, Scott here from X Factor Cars, Southland's V8 specialists, stockists of the South Island's biggest selection of Holden HSV, also with a wide range of everything Ford, FPV and classic American muscle. With an in-house finance specialist, we can tailor build a package to suit each and every budget, from no deposit, structured payments and up to 60-month terms. If we don't have it in stock, our team will search high and low to find what you want. Check out our testimonials, xfactorcars.co.nz.
The St Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
Okay folks, here we are back at the Mag and Turbo Super Saloon Series, of course the Super Cup, and Paul Berg, you're a bit surprised about this as much as we are, but you were the winner of that last race. Obviously there's a bit of an incident and rolled back to the prior lap. You were in lead in that prior lap, so congratulations on your win.
Yeah, thanks Jace. We were, the car felt real good until they decided to put a hole on the piston, which is a bit of a bummer, so that's us for the night, but no, we'll get it fixed and be in Nelson for the next round. So,
well, that's a bit of a shame. So at least you go out in a blaze of glory, though, don't you?
Well, that's an expensive way of doing it, but you know, it's a job I didn't need. But no, it's all part and parcel of it, and you know, appreciate all the sponsors from Mag and Turbo and Graham Williamson, X Factor Cars.
So Jason Phillips in the gun seat here. He has the front row to himself,
And sets the pace.
and he sets the pace, and he can choose when to go.
So if you're the guys behind him, like Kane Lawson's going to have he's got a spot up the inside, so if he's awake, will he be onto it? The 77, he's been behind Phillips, so he's got to hold that line until they get through. So
You just have to argue that the cars in front of you went.
yeah. So there's two spots actually looking by how Kane's sitting back.
Yeah, Lawson is right there. He's ready to go. There's not a lot of room, and we are racing once again. And Phillips on the Stoneleigh car. He probably got about a 3 to 4 car length jump on that one. And a little bit of a push there. Greg Johnson jumps back in. The 77 car all over the back of the Stoneleigh machine. Here comes Lawson Bolton with Elliott. Richie Taylor on the outside of Dixon. Whoa, a big bicycle. He had to put the car on the wall to save himself.
Wow, it's not very often you see Richie Taylor.
Yeah, we're going to
like
go.
that.
We're going yellow there, mate. Yeah, big bicycle. And we'll see it on the Burger King replay shortly, but absolute massive bicycle, and the only thing he could do was drop the car down and literally turn himself back into the wall. That is, as a driver, a horrible scenario because it's a lose-lose situation.
Oh, exactly. Especially with these things being, here we go, as they come through. Richie's on the outside, going through 4. It just gets up and a bit untidy, and
yeah,
he was lucky that wasn't going to go over.
It was a long way up there. In fact, it was two bicycles. He settled it down, but then it just bit again. Gavin Hill was probably in the best position to see it. And Richie was, the crowd got to read all the sponsors on Richie's roof. And I dare say he'll be looking for a dry cleaning sponsor after that one was over. Are we restarting? We are restarting under.
I think.
Yeah, we are. So the original grid positions, we're not reforming. A bit of an education for a lot of these drivers. And we are racing. Green is gone, and so is Phillips. Johnson sitting there in the 77. Back to Lawson, Bolton. A few of these cars getting quite twitchy mid-corner. So the guys that have set the cars up with a lot of side bite. And Richie Taylor, surprisingly enough, goes up the inside this time round. As Johnson's all crossed up. This car's going every which way. And Johnson's parked up on the middle of the track out of 4, so we're going to go yellow.
Bolton's looks like it's done some damage.
It looks like his
third cage.
His diff's definitely moved. It's came forward. So I'm picking that he and Johnson have had it coming together. Ricky's reverse. No, the birdcage has turned over. Now
Yep.
Ricky's done actually the typical stock car thing, something you wouldn't. He hooked reverse
To try and
to get the birdcage to flick back over, and it didn't work. But credit to him for trying.
as he tries to pull off, hopefully the guys see him, go up high.
Here we go. So Johnson gets out wide. Bolton just collects him.
Clips him. That's what would have caused the damage.
Yep. So Johnson went out wide, and the car dropped the nose back down and started to come across the track on Bolton. And then everything else after that's just a melee as everybody's trying to avoid what they thought was an incident a lot worse than what it was. But
So how many of these $5 million heats are we having? Because they're all racing like they want it.
well, there's a ranch up for the grabs at the end of this one.
Oh,
but this has actually worked in the favour of Kane Lawson, because now we don't go to a restart. We go to we go to a restart, not a rerun.
Yep.
Which means we regrid. As we head around, Phillips has got on the gas. Lawson was sleeping. Phillips gets away with it, and the Mag and Turbo car sitting there in second now. Owen Dixon, he is battling here with Trevor Elliott. Elliott's just kept his nerve and he's got to keep it. He's gone out wide on the 95 car. Richie Taylor's looking to the inside of Roger Nees. Richie's not so keen to go wide. Trevor Elliott's out wide though, and he's looking to the outside of the 95 car. Gavin Hill's there. He's looking to make some moves up the inside of Elliott. Squeezes Elliott up. And Lawson's up the inside of Phillips. Lawson gets in there, gives him the right rear, unsettles him. Owen Dixon senses an opportunity. He looks to the inside of the Stoneleigh car. It is Kane Lawson. Back to Jason Phillips. Owen Dixon with Gavin Hill. Gavin right under the back of the 95 car there. Trevor Elliott just picking this one. He's sitting back behind the 48. Looking for opportunity, but not going to risk anything at this point. Oh, Gavin gets out of shape. Richie taps the back of the 27 car. As Gavin gets out of shape, Trevor pounces up the inside. Kane Lawson, he is gone. He is literally just opened up the big hypermac, and he is gassing that car around it. And it's going to work a treat for him. He can use all of the track. Owen Dixon up the inside of Jason Phillips. Side by side. Okay, in fact, they were beautifully side by side. You could keep exactly the same space between both of these cars all the way around Enviroways. But Dixon's, and Richie Taylor's won that one. Something went wrong with the 95 car. He pulled off and it caused the concertina. Richie Taylor ended up with a big donut. And in the meantime, Gavin Hill's pulled to the infield. Kane Lawson, he's gone. He is well out in front. He is flying at the moment. Back to the Stoneleigh of Jason Phillips. Trevor Elliott kept his nose clean. Roger Nees, well, he's making a good showing in this race. Richie Taylor has had a sod of a race, as has Greg Johnson. So they are the two final Super Saloons on the track at this point. Kane Lawson, though, had a bit of a fiery evening last night. He's keeping it all together here. Just notice how the car settles into turn 1 and 2, drops it onto that push, and he is full throttle around this place. As Trevor Elliott's looking up the inside of Jason Phillips. White flag is out for the Mag and Turbo Riverlands car. And it looks like Trevor Elliott might have got the squeeze here on Phillips. As Lawson heads past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand, he is into Enviroways for the final time. Elliott and Phillips still battling this one out, but the checkered his way for Lawson. Elliott comes cleanly through Enviroways, followed by Phillips. That'll be your top three. Roger Nees, Richie Taylor, Paul Simon and Greg Johnson will be exhausted after this race.
Yeah, looking at the lap times there, Kane Lawson, fastest lap for him was, we're not even going to go because it's telling me 2.82 seconds.
Ampro Tools Woodford Glen Speedway for the Mag and Turbo Super Cup, Super Saloon Series, and the winner of that last heat is this man here, the Mag and Turbo sponsored man of Kane Lawson. Kane, mate, that was awesome. You just drove away with that and no fires.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was nice to get a win for everyone. They put a lot of effort in last night and today, the team, and we probably had a bit of an easy run with a few cars dropped out, but yeah, the car was good, so I'm happy.
Okay, any changes that you're making to the car? I see it's all jacked up, so there must be something going on out there.
Yeah, we'll change the car. We're just not sure if we're in the pole shuffle or in the feature, and it'll just determine what we do with the car. So we're just waiting to see if we're in the pole shuffle or not.
Okay, so obviously a lot of laps in the feature as well, so you probably set it up to come on a bit later on?
Definitely, yeah, we'll set it up to come on a bit later on, but we don't want to do that for the pole shuffle because it might get a bit hairy.
Absolutely. So good sponsor on the car. Who looks after you?
Yeah, Megan Turbo and Debbie Webster and Graham Williams, Six Actor Cars. They sponsor the series, and Megan Turbo sponsors the car, and Riverlands Holiday Park.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations on your win, Kane.
Cheers, Jason.
Build it, make it, fix it, shift it, tow it, stow it, dig it, lift it, mow it, trim it, grind it, chip it. We hire it. Mix it, pour it, smooth it, finish it, saw it, clean it, nail it, polish it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it.
Malcolm Nartai in the Suck It Up, and I love across the back of the car it says Suck It Up Princess, in the 19C. Jason Phillips, and on the outside of him it is the 11E of Pete Dixon, and the last car on the track, it is the Phillips 17D car. We're in the starter's hands, we are away and racing, and it's a drag race, and Lloyd Phillips leads us in. Campbell McManaway's gone high on Simon, and Richie Taylor's got a handful again. Malcolm Nartai is just right on the back of Burson. He is looking to go down the outside of Richie Taylor. We are flying into Enviro Waste. It is Phillips out in front at the moment. McManaway right on his heels. He is not letting go of him. Burson on the back of McManaway. He's gone to the outside of Paul Simon. And McManaway's found that outside line. He is screaming down the back straight. They went past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand, and somehow Campbell McManaway found space. Lloyd Phillips is under huge attack as Burson in the Tate's car takes over second spot. Richie Taylor's gone out high. I'd say he's taken a bit of side bite out of it, and he is on the outside of Paul Simon, looking to the outside of Phillips. He gets him under brakes, or does he? Phillips is coming back, and Burson, he's on the gas so much that car was sideways coming onto the front straight. McManaway, he unsettles mid-corner. Burson just about gets him. Let the car roll back up on the track. Nartai down the outside. So the ex-superstar. Burson's gone. No, he hasn't. He saved it somehow, and he's kept his track position. But Nartai and Taylor are on a move. Phillips is going to feel under all sorts of attack at the moment. These cars are losing that high line. It's going to be the first car to go low on him that's going to get him as we go down into Enviro Waste. McManaway is in the lead. Back to Burson, who's the best save of the night so far. It is a Richie Taylor running third on the track in his Suck It Up machine. Malcolm Nartai. Nartai's squeezed down the outside of Phillips, and he gets him as well. But Phillips comes back at him, and Malcolm has to back out of it. Doesn't want to clip the back of Richie. And he is battling here with the 47D car out in front. McManaway, he's gone. Burson, he's gone. Look at how they're just fishing drive. They've put in that right rear right on the berm, and just driving these cars on the power. Phillips' car gets unsettled mid-corner. Richie Taylor up the inside of him. Richie picked that beautifully. Looks like a bit of foam wheel centre bouncing down the front straight. Nartai's gone to the outside line. He's trying to hold out there. Richie Taylor went to the inside of Phillips. We're going yellow.
Yeah, that'll be for that bit of debris that came off. I think it came off the Phillips car. It's sitting just on the entry to turn one there in the middle of the track.
Okay, we saw it bouncing down the track. McManaway and Burson, though, absolutely screaming at the moment.
But Nartai down the back straight. How close was he to the wall?
It ain't close until it's touching.
Rubbings racing.
As we're back in the starter's hands, it is going to McManaway is racing Burson, and Richie Taylor looked up the inside. This is going to be a drag race into turn one. Burson's gone high, McManaway down low. These two are prepared to give the horsepower to the cars.
Here's Taylor.
Taylor's come from nowhere and he's ducked up the inside and he's shut McManaway out as the old Superstock adversaries are running for third and fourth at the moment. As Burson, he fired that 21 in and sideways. So sideways going into turn one, and he's just controlling it on the throttle. Beautifully done. Richie Taylor, he's in here as well. Oh, we've got a fire, we've got a spin, and we've got two Phillips brothers together, and I think they've squeezed it. Ricky Bolton in the middle of all of that.
Yeah, it was just...
Oh no, it's Paul Simon.
Paul Simon. Paul Simon, then Ricky Bolton, he threw it sideways to avoid T-boning him. And then Phillips came in as well.
Here we go. And just noticing Corelli giving Malcolm Nato a bit of a hurry up there as we head out of Enviro Waste. We're in the starter's hands. We look for a green. We are, and Richie Taylor leads us away. Ian Burson, that's exactly what we thought he'd do. He'd just dive out high and wide. Malcolm Nato's tried it, and he's tried to eat the concrete with the side of the 19C car. It didn't have the side bite, and he's
got side bite now.
Yeah, it's called the concrete wall. As a Richie Taylor and Ian Burson battling it out the front. Richie's got the edge coming off 4. Burson has it going into 1, and look at the momentum that Burson carries around 1 and 2. McManaway's in for a bit of a tow as well. Malcolm Nato mid-pack, he's looking at coming back. He had a bit of a moment with the wall. So Richie definitely has a better jump off out of turn 4 than Burson. But Burson is unbelievably quick driving into turn 1. He is on the go pedal, and I dare say the lap times are going to be impressive after this race for Burson. He is smoking those rear tyres. White flag is out. He has got Richie Taylor up the inside. Campbell McManaway not going to have enough laps to do anything about it. Malcolm Nato has gone wide on Elliott, and he's going to get the slingshot down the back straight. He does. He goes past Elliott like he's standing still. It is Richie Taylor and Ian Burson, but Ian Burson will take the checkered flag in the Tate's car, followed by Richie Taylor, Campbell McManaway, and Malcolm Nato.
Looking at the lap times, the actual quickest car on the track was Phillips with a 17.55. Then you go back to our winner, Ian Burson, a 17.56, Taylor a 17.87, and McManaway a 17.62. So, mate, those guys were like not big numbers of cars, but quality gear, quality racing, and they're putting on a show.
Situated just 1.5 hours drive from Christchurch is Hanmer Springs, a small alpine village that has everything for the adventurer or for someone looking to relax. Stay a while and enjoy a bike ride through the numerous bush tracks, or relax in the famous hot pools. Take the whole family and let the kids take on the many attractions on offer. And to top off your stay, book now with Hanmer Holiday Homes, where there's a budget and accommodation to suit everyone. Call now.
Hi, Malcolm Nato from Suck It Up. We specialise in hydro excavation in the Canterbury region, safe big methods around services. Also we do septic tank cleaning, drain cleaning, CCTV over your pipes. If you want an excellent service, please check us out on Facebook.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
Let's see our pole shuffle as we've got the 11 car on the inside. Who's on his outside there? Okay.
It is.
Is it?
Let's go to the screen.
Gavin Hill.
Gavin.
48.
Okay, so these guys don't get to jump the start on each other. They have to be side by side as they come across the fairy dust.
Or the coke we've impounded from customs.
Not even Scarface had that much. As we head down into turn 1, Gavin Hill leads us in there. Oh, he's got unsettled and got out wide. Just dropped the car out wide as he looks to the outside. Oh, Phillips is not going to give him any room. He's just moved up enough, and if Gavin wants it, he's going to have to, well, drive the wire fence. He's going to go have a crack underneath him, but he's a little bit looser. Watch the stone lane machine. It'll get off the corner. The horsepower of the 48. He'll try and get him under brakes as we head down to Enviro Waste. Jason Phillips goes in. Gavin Hill's there. Who's going to get the better run? It'll be the HPE car coming across the start-finish line. So he moves on. And who will join us? It will be
17
of Craig Phillips. I'm guessing there's a bit of duct tape on the other side of that car when it comes round.
Be something holding it together because he's been in a bit of argy-bargy for the night.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. But just wrong place, wrong time.
Yep.
Nothing, and we're in the starter's hands. We're going to give him a green. Across the fairy dust. We are racing. Oh, no duct tape, just no panels. That's the easiest. Oh!
We're going to take some of 48s.
He just wallops the 48 car in the side. I guess when you've got nothing out there to lose, you've got nothing to lose. And he will charge up. Does he try the same approach? Gavin Hill goes wide. He thinks better than giving him two. No, he's giving him room. Gavin Hill uses the horsepower. And Phillips gets into him again. Oh, and Phillips is putting himself up, and down.
He's been in it all, the 17D car tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to high side on that side, but at that speed.
Oh, and we've still got a feature to go yet with these guys in it.
Is he going to have any panels left?
Oh, you don't.
Oh, that was an inside thought, sorry.
You don't need them.
No, clearly not. Panels are overrated. Gavin Hill, though, the HPE car, he's having a reasonably eventful time. They'll probably be rubbing tyres as they come across the start finish line. We are lined up. We've got the green. We are racing. And Gavin Hill, he's tried to chop over the nose of Richie Taylor. He got the better run, but Richie's not backing out of it. Oh, Gavin's got in the wall. Well, he gave Richie some treatment and Richie didn't back out of him. So Gavin walloped the wall and he's pulled to the infield. So I'd say he's whacked that diff across the car. He's given it a bit of a shake and a steer. And Richie's just going to finish that out. He will be looking to be joined by someone. And Gavin having a hairy moment there.
So it looks like the 27 of Trevor Elliott. He's about to join us out on the track.
They're putting some more fairy dust down at turn 3.
How are you going to make your pikelets? They've stolen all his flour.
Actually, do you know that's what they use for a mouse trap in the grader shed?
Oh, well, there you go.
They put it into a bucket, the mouse climb in. That we have gone way off topic. We're off the reservation now. Okay, Trevor Elliott and Richie Taylor. We are racing, and Trev gets a great... But Richie, as I said, don't want to fake this man under brakes. He just goes out wide, gets on the gas. Trevor Elliott's got the better line down low. He knows how to make it work for him. And he gets great drive out of two. Richie's gone up the inside, or has he? He's right behind Trev. But you don't pass a car when you're behind them. It is Trevor Elliott leading us through 1 and 2. Got a little unsettled with the rut. Richie's up the inside, and Trev just shut him down. Almost a balk, but Trev just trying to regather the car. Richie's gone out high. He's going to try and cut across the line and come back at Trev, but no, Trev will bring that one home. Richie pulls to the infield before he even gets to the start-finish line. And Roger Nees, man we talked about before, he's going to battle with Trevor Elliott. And he's decided to sit on the pole line. Take that inside line. As they come out of 4, they will be racing. The brakes are warm, the tyres are warm on the 27 car. Very pedestrian start, and we gas it and go. And to be fair to Roger there, Trev had probably about a nose ahead of him, but we go through. Trev gets a wee bit unsettled through 1 and 2 once again. Roger just hasn't got the answer to the power. The 27 car, as soon as he gets on the gas coming out of 2, the whole thing stands right up. Roger's gone in hard and put himself around. So white flag for Trevor Elliott. And Roger Nees will crank her up and roll in to join Phillips, Hill, Taylor. And this is where it's going to get interesting with what's the chances when Ian Burson comes out, he's going to take the outside line?
Oh, bound to. Ian Burson likes that high line. He doesn't mind the bumps and that either.
And don't take anything away from these guys that are actually on the track. They're the likes of Ian Burson and Campbell McManaway, Trevor Elliott. These are all fit guys.
Yep.
Campbell, of course, used to be a commercial diver. Ian Burson working in forestry. These guys are jumping in and out of gear. They'll be... Campbell can hold his breath for over 5 minutes, which is... I guess a few people wouldn't mind that you and I had that skill, but clearly we don't. So... Tate's NZ car, the 21N on the outside of Ian Burson. And I think we're going to see two very different lines going into turn one. Trevor Elliott, he gets in early, tries to use the power off the corner. I think you'll see with Ian Burson, he will go in hard and fast on that mid to high line. They will... Green will be in the air now. It's lifted. We're in the starter's hands as we come off Enviro Waste. We are racing, and the reactions are exactly the same. But Ian Burson, great drive into turn one. He's gone up searching high and wide, and it's working for him. It's a little bit sideways as he came off too, but he hangs on to it. Trevor Elliott's looking to come back at him. Burson closes the door, and Burson is on the loud pedal, running the 21N at full note, fires it in high. And it just stands right up and barks as they go through turns 1 and 2. Past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand into Enviro Waste for the final time. Elliott's there, but it is Ian Burson to the check-in. And Campbell McManaway will roll out there. And he has decided he's going to go on the high line. Made his intentions very, very clear. Oh, I love the alpha male dominant stuff that these guys are displaying. Oh dear, you just wouldn't want to be a tree tonight. It is McManaway and Burson. McManaway leads us into one, gets out high and wide, doesn't seem to have the bite that Burson's car did. Burson able to hold the car there. He's not sure where McManaway is. He's sort of feeling to get up on the track. But Burson through Enviro Waste. McManaway's right on his heels. You hear him. And he'd be half expecting to see him shoot up the inside of him into the corner. But McManaway's car just a little bit tight. He's trying to stand up off the corner. But it is Ian Burson through Enviro Waste for the final time. And he will win the pole shuffle. The checkered's waved. He comes across the start line. Orange and black all the way. Just about Halloween.
Mate, that thing's just out of control, isn't it? Listen to it as he goes through 1 and 2 and it's fully hooked up.
Well, if you're engine dynamic, Craig Highlander engine dynamics, you just about not want to. You wouldn't want to hear what he does to that engine. But Campbell McManaway with big cornet forward in that too, absolutely on note with the 492 tonight.
Okay, folks, here we are back down to the pits here at Ampro Tools, Woodford Glen Speedway, of course, the Mega Turbo Super Cups. Your saloons all over the place tonight. But this man, that thing, it sounds angry, Burst. Not only did you win the last heat, but you also have just won the pole shuffle. It just sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's a bit of an animal, yeah. I'm glad my wife's not this angry, because, yeah, this thing's awesome.
Okay, so obviously you just seem to have it dialed in. We've seen you going into turn 1 and 2. The car just lifts up nicely. I thought you were going to go over. You told me I was being stupid.
Yeah, no, totally. No, we've got it all in hand, I think, Jace. Yeah, the boys are all over it. They've got a good setup for our 30 feature. Hey, you don't have to win it. Well, we're not going to be in there to come second, but yeah, like as you know, a series goes on, you got to gather the points and yeah, just keep finishing.
Okay, so I mean, we've now had it last night. You were the fastest man on the track last night. Bit of bad luck. The guys, they seem quite relaxed. It is what it is, obviously. So you're just going to look to carry on and get that checkered flag at the end of the night.
Yeah, well, definitely that's our goal, Jace. But yeah, it's no point getting wound up about it. A relaxed team's usually a smooth team, and yeah, like over the last few years, we've had a bit of an average run, but I think that's more to do with myself and a hot head, and these guys have been unrelaxed, and when you get like that, things don't gel. So yeah, a bit of attitude change for myself, and these boys are, yeah, they're, as I said, they're all over it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to 30 laps of fun.
Everyone is looking for a little edge. Our local business tech experts come to you to help you find yours. Spark. Little can be huge.
Drop in and see the team at Spark Business Southland at 239 D Street in Invercargill, or call them on 0800 784 482, or Spark Business Canterbury Hub at 392B Russley Road, Christchurch. Call them on 0800 246 027.
Got a broken computer? Don't throw it in the bin.
E-Waste Services to the rescue!
Has your TV or toaster blown up?
E-Waste Services to the rescue!
Be a superhero. Recycle your electronics today. You don't even need to leave your home or business. They'll pick up most items anywhere in the Wellington-Kapiti region. E-Waste Services. They recycle anything with a plug. Head online to ewasteservices.co.nz or call 564 5464.
Campbell McManaway, Trevor Elliott, Roger Nees. We are racing, and Burst leads us down. McManaway goes to the outside. Big side wide in the 492. Oh! And Roger Nees has gone round. I'll be interested to see what happened on the replay there. Yeah, it's Ian Burston, though, cracker of a start. Campbell McManaway, he's obviously put a fair bit of side bite into that car. You saw it go into the corner and just stand right up.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of these guys are, because they've got a long feature, they've set their cars up not for the first part of the race.
As we head around, as my headset falls off. Oh, so excited. Here we go. We go racing once again, and it is McManaway and Burson heading into turn one. McManaway high, Roger Nees has gone out high, Richie Taylor's gone through, Cho has Gavin Hill, Roger's getting squeezed out. And he's got the panel over the window, so he's got no visibility at the moment. He's just staying up wide, trying to shake the panel down. Ian Burson is out in front, gets the big 20. Roger's going to have to pull it in. He's managed to limp his way there, but the door panel is actually flowing over his window. And finally, it's come down. As Trevor Elliott is in second. Campbell McManaway's dropped back to third. Richie Taylor's sitting back there. We're going to go yellow, and that's going to be for the panel of the 811 sitting just outside the pit gate. So as soon as Roger got on the gas, the panel flicked up in front of the visor of the car. Couldn't see a thing. He had to get up by the wall. Waited for the pack to go through. Once he slowed down, the panel fell off the car. And this is a beautiful thing for Trevor Elliott. He's managed to get a great jump in those first couple of laps. Well, actually, since the first couple of laps, we've actually officially only done one lap.
Wow.
But Roger Nees, the panel flew up. Now, you wouldn't have thought in all the places it could go over the driver's window was the option it would take. Must have been a hairy moment because there's a big concrete wall on the outside, and super saloons don't tend to enjoy tasting concrete.
No, definitely not.
We're back in the starter's hands. Burson can go anytime he likes. He's already gone. And Trevor Elliott just drops in there. McManaway and Taylor. We are one lap down. Starting our second lap now. The Constantine are up mid-pack. Burson. He's on the loud pedal. And he is pulling away from Trevor Elliott. Richie Taylor up high. McManaway's gone through on him. Behind Lawson. Oh, Lawson's on the brakes big time to avoid going up the back end of the 48 car. And on the outside, oh, getting squeezed. It is the 11 car of Pete Dixon. He got given the big squeeze there by Gavin Hill. I don't think Gavin realised where he was. Out in front, Burst has gone. He is just got the 21 in. As we keep saying, full note, he's running that high line. He's using all the track. Trevor Elliott is trying to hang with him. And something's gone off in the 492. Campbell McManaway's got high and wide. Off the back of the pack, it's been Malcolm Nartway, and he is looking to him. We're going to go yellow. So McManaway's car's gone off. He parked it up by the wall to try and stay off the race line, but just no go to get down to the infield. He was, I remember from the Superstock days, he has taken the massive chill pill and has turned into just a monster in the Super Saloons. He got a great start there. He picked it beautifully. Trevor Elliott. There's a bit of pressure here from Richie Taylor. Not a lot of life at the top end of this track. As Malcolm Nartai using that high line. Oh, he's going to put himself on the wall. He has. He's bounced off the wall. Didn't back out of the throttle though. One thing you're not going to see Malcolm was scared of that big pedal on the right hand side of the feet. It is Ian Burson back to Trevor Elliott. Richie Taylor. Gavin Hill. Pete Dixon. Whoa, Gavin Hill's pulled to the infield pretty abruptly. And Pete Dixon on that outside line. And this is where the 11E car starts to work nicely because it doesn't like a lot of traffic. Smoke billowing out of the back of Kane Lawson's car. That was and Lawson pulling to the infield. So this has proven a bit of a car breaker. Dixon's car works really well when he gets up high and he's got no traffic. He can just manoeuvre it, keep it on the go, use the rear steer to full effect. As Greg Johnson gives Malcolm Nato a bit of a tap down into Enviro-West, means that Malcolm gives the 11 car a bit of a hurry up. And Dixon's on the outside of Taylor, and this is where that 11 car, if he was in traffic, it'd be a bit different. But it's working beautifully for him. Out in front though, Ian Burson, back to Trevor Elliott. Richie comes back at the 11 car, and you see Pete's car, what he doesn't lift going into the corner, he can carry that momentum through, which means he can carry the drive all the way through the corner. It's a completely different driving style to, say, the likes of Ian Burson, who can stop, start, realign the car. Dixon doesn't have that luxury through the corners. Natai, once again, up high and wide out of 4. No positional changes. He is having a crack at the Stoneley car. The battle is on for third, but once again, it seems to be third place seems to be the spot that everyone wants tonight. It is a Richie Taylor and Pete Dixon. Ian Burson, the car's on note. He's still up high and wide. He's still wheel lifting through the corners. You think he's just about set for the first race of the night. But actually, look at his lap times. He's not that far off them either. Burson back to Elliott. The battle for third. Taylor sitting down low on the track. Two very different cars competing, fighting for that third spot. Dixon carries a huge momentum, and he might have got the run here on Taylor as they came out of 2, and he does. Taylor has a go back at Dixon as they go down to Enviro-Waste. Sits it down low, and he gets better drive through. So Taylor made up all that ground. He loses at 1 and 2 through 3 and 4. Much like the battle we saw last night between Paul Berg and Pete Dixon. So the start-finish line was halfway past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand. You'd say it's Dixon's race, but watching Richie Taylor come back off 4, he's given him a fight for it. But it is Ian Burson out in front. Back to Trevor Elliott. We are 13 laps down. Burson will come around and complete lap 14. Elliott, Dixon. The other battle on the track there is between Jason Phillips and Malcolm Nartai. Nartai sitting on that high part of the track. He's driving it in and he's sparking it off the wall. Well, I guess he knows where the is. Ian Burson down the front straight here, just wheel spinning, and I think Trevor Elliott's coming back at him. Trev's conserved his tyres. Dixon has got some go forward on these two front cars. He's been able to keep that momentum up.
Richie Taylor's coming into the party here as well. So these guys set up for this last half of the race where the track's going to go black.
And look at Trevor Elliott. Burson has had to drop down low. He's, big wheel lift, and it's opened the door here for Elliott. Elliott's going to have a crack. And Elliott's conserved those tyres all race. And here's Dixon as well. It gets interesting now. A couple of these guys will be playing with weight jackets and just adjusting the brakes. Of course, that's the other thing. When you're running a race like this, it is about what your braking ability is. And Dixon, who's had...
Doesn't need any.
Yeah, well, Dixon's had run that mid to high line, and he's driving the corners, which means he hasn't had to burn his brakes up. Elliott had to do this to them last night. Elliott had to conserve his car, and Dixon has gone to the outside of Elliott. Tell you what, there'll be a smile a mile wide if Pete Dixon gets this race win, because he had a few little gremlins with the car when it first came out, and to be getting these sort of performances. but it is Ian Burson blocking up another lap.
Richie Taylor through on 27, Trevor Elliott.
And here's Dixon now to the outside of Burson. Burson will know he's there, and Burson just has to move up and make it a little bit difficult for him. And Burson, the car's got a slightly different attitude. It's almost like he's jacked a bit of weight into the left rear. It's certainly standing up a lot more. Dixon has to run that higher line, and he's going to get a better run here on Burson down the back straight. Although Burson just moves over, he's going to just squeeze him out wide.
Lap traffic will play a part, surely. These two are going to catch up on some back markers.
And Dixon goes to the inside, and that is not where his strongest part is on Burson. Burson carries the momentum, and this is where Burson will just get a bit of a slingshot through. Or will he? No, maybe Dixon has conserved his tyres enough. He's going to plough. He ploughs into the side of Burson, and
they both drive out of it.
Or do they?
Well, the winner's going to be Richie Taylor down the outside.
Well, it's done some damage to Burson's car, and Burson, there's not a lot he can do. He's into the back of Richie. Richie's just trying to, lap 22, he's damaged and he's wounded. Dixon has taken out our race leader, albeit our race leader is still, well, I shouldn't say race, Burson is there. Every part of it must be saying tag the back of Dixon and put him round, but Burson's going to drag this 21 car home with a damaged wheel. I'd say Dixon will be dealt with later.
White flags in Brian's hand.
Yeah, and Richie Taylor underneath Pete Dixon on the outside. Trevor Elliott, he stayed calm. White flag is out. So Richie Taylor, he's going to be interesting. He's going to take a deep breath. Dixon goes high and wide. Taylor's unsettled. And Dixon's gone. Now Dixon will take the checkered flag, but it'll be interesting to see whether or not he's given the checkered flag. Elliott will be behind Taylor. Pete Dixon takes the checkered. Richie Taylor, Trevor Elliott, and Ian Burson with a wounded 21N will bring it home. I would suggest that may be a risk call. Yeah, you won't be paying out prize money. You might give out a trophy, but Pete Dixon will be happy to get the race win. Just a little moment of madness there with a couple of laps to go.
Yeah, exactly. And looking at the lap times, nothing special considering the track. 18.3s, thereabouts. But hey, it'll be interesting to see the final result from that heat. Dixon took the double checkered flags for the feature. Roger Nees was sent to the infield. We've got a few cars parked up. Gavin Hill, Kane Lawson, Campbell McLanaway.
Okay, folks, thanks very much for these people that have come along and attended the Mag and Turbo Super Cup for this round, the round number 3 at Ampro Tools Woodford Glen Speedway. Big thanks also to Woodford Glen Speedway for having us here. Obviously, it's outstanding that these guys, year after year, keep having us back here. One of the sponsors is Graham Williamson. Graham always likes to have a bit of a chat. He's good for it too, which is great. Graham, mate, you must admit the racing here has been tremendous. A lot of action. I mean, there's nothing really left out on the track, was it?
Oh, no. I mean, in terms of value for money, the crowd got an amazing show tonight. I mean, that racing was off the chain. Crazy, but brilliant to watch. And in terms of value for money, outstanding.
Absolutely, and it's obviously the reason why you want to be a part of it. You've got a great business, X Factor Cars, that's come on, and not only you're sponsoring Woodford Glen itself, but you're also got some coin chucked into this Mag and Turbo Super Cup as well. Without you guys, obviously, we can't make it work, and I think on behalf of everybody from the Mag and Turbo Super Cup, thanks very much for being a sponsor.
Oh, no, it's our pleasure. I mean, we wouldn't miss it for the world, and Debbie, the Webster, she's been a big part of it this year as well. Obviously, Mag and Turbo, I mean, they've really stepped up to the plate. The whole series, I believe, is just, as I said before, it's just A-class racing.
Trevor Elliott, give him a round of applause all the way from Christchurch. Hey, Trevor, mate, outstanding. Obviously, another good performance for the Super Cup. Must put you pretty high on points. At your home track as well, you know this track well. Bit difficult tonight, but still, you must be pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, happy with the result. As you could see there, the rutty track and us four guys, going hard out at the end there. It was, with 3 and 4 still coming off that turn with all those ruts. I think, some pretty outstanding driving. I couldn't take advantage of a little bit of that. I was sneaking around the back, but I'm happy with second.
Was there anything on the track at all? Obviously this track's taken a hammering tonight. It's sort of, it doesn't feel too bad underfoot, obviously, but, was there anything else left out there, or pretty much all the cards are on the table?
All the cards on the table. It's really challenging if you actually look down the track here. She's dry down there. She's real gooey here. you hook up here, and then you got to go into the ice skating rink down there and go across those ruts, and it's challenging. But that's what's make racing, isn't it?
Absolutely, mate. Good sponsors on your car too. Who would you like to thank?
Oh, I'd like to thank 5 Contracting, Kiwi Signs, and obviously Elliott Scaffolding.
Folks, Trevor Elliott, give him a round of applause. Second spot for this round number 3 of the Mag Turbo Super Cup. Well done, Trev. Righto, then there was one left. Here he is. He's been waiting a long time to get on this podium. He's had a bit of a, I wouldn't say a good start to the season so far, Richie, but this is your home track. You've done, I'd say, millions of laps around this track. You must be wrapped with your outcome first spot.
Yeah, very pleased. We just ran our own race, and it probably didn't look too flash from the outside, but I had a game plan and I just stuck to it, and sooner or later different things happen, and every now and then we just took advantage of what we could and ended up with a win. So yeah, we're super happy.
It must be a good time to be involved with super saloons in this country, obviously, with the competitiveness, the calibre of car. It could be anybody's race on any given night now. For you as an old fella, how's it actually? Is it keeping you youth? Is it keeping you young, coming out and fighting these guys night after night?
Of course it is. I refuse to grow up.
We had heard that. Okay, so give us a good, your sponsors. You've got some great sponsors this year. Obviously, you need them. So who's looking after you?
Oh, mate, we got obviously Gorge Chassis, Edge Parts Performance, fantastic. Cylinder Head Specialists are great. Suck It Up, that's Malcolm Nartai from here. He's helping so many people at this track. He's helping us. He's keeping us on the track. Brenda Taylor, House of Travel. We got MTF Finance down in Timaru. Mate, we got so many people helping us. It's awesome. All about signs. Yeah.
Good stuff. Here it is, first spot. This is Deb the Webster, by the way, folks. Give her a round of applause for a start. And of course, for first spot, it is Richie Taylor, 58C.